Relay for Life is the world's largest grassroots fundraising movement. It's all aimed at helping the American Cancer Society's efforts to try to save lives. This year alone, 18 events are taking place right here in Rhode Island for Relay for Life. And this morning, we are meeting a true survivor. When you first meet Kaylee Kilcrease, it's hard to believe that this active, athletic middle schooler with a real zest for life was in the fight of her life just a few short years ago.
She started having headaches, and that was over spring break, and she didn't want to do anything.
And that's when Kaylee's mom, Melinda, knew something was wrong. They took her to the doctor for tests.
We took her into the doctor, and the doctor couldn't find anything, so they took blood work, and we went in actually on her birthday to get the blood work results, and that was the day that they ended up doing the MRI, and she was admitted to the hospital that night.
Then 7-year-old Kaylee had a brain tumor that was blocking spinal fluid.
We went into shock. We did what we had to do and went into survival mode.
I remember going into the hospital.
And while Kaylee doesn't remember much else, her mother remembers it all. The anxiety and the heartache when they got their first report from the doctor.
He wasn't sure if it was even operable at that point, and he referred us to a doctor at Walter Reed. But basically, I felt when we left Portsmouth that day, he had pretty much told us, you know, let her live her life and let her be a kid.
But after a different assessment at Walter Reed in D.C., doctors decided they could operate, and 90% of the tumor in her brain was removed.
I have moments where just listening to her, she'll say something, you know, or a friend will say something to her that she'll tell me the story, and even though it's been 7 years, it's still like it was yesterday.
While Kaylee still has to go for annual MRIs to monitor her brain, she is now healthy and happy. She loves softball, being with her track team at Gaudet Middle School, and spending time with her pet dog, Tabasco. And this 7th grader will be walking in this year's Relay for Life with her team setting sail for a cure.
I want to get involved so I can help other kids who are going through the same thing that I went through and help them get better too.
It's a great way for people to understand what cancer is all about and help with the research and the support for the families that have to go through it. And hopefully with things like Relay and American Cancer Society, other families won't have to deal with it. You still stress about the little things every once in a while, but then you look back and you're like, why even worry about that? It's not worth it. You know, life is too precious and too short.
It was a true pleasure meeting Kaylee and her family, I have to say. And joining us this morning from the Relay for Life organization, Elizabeth Sharp. Thank you so much for joining us and telling us a little bit more about some of the events. Explain to us, first of all, how the Relay for Life actually works.
Relay for Life is an overnight event where family and friends come together to raise funds for the American Cancer Society. They camp out, there's entertainment and activities all throughout the night. It's just a really wonderful family and community event.
Now, we had mentioned earlier there's 18 events, but tell us about some of the ones that are coming up in the near future.
Well, most of the college events are over since they graduate in May,
Yeah.
so it's basically community events that are coming up now. So we have Aquidneck Island, we have Cranston, Johnston, Warwick, Westerly, South County, Cumberland, Lincoln. I'm probably forgetting a few, but they're all over the state.
Yeah, and pretty much within the next few weeks to a month or so, they're all happening,
Yes,
right?
yep, by the end of June.
All right, so we just saw, you know, this inspirational story of Kaylee and her family and the struggles that she had, and I would imagine, you know, those kinds of stories really inspire people to really want to help out.
Yes,
you know?
absolutely. People are just touched, and so many people are touched by cancer that this event really gives them a way to fight back.
And when people say, you know, I want to participate in this overnight event, some people actually do walk through the night. But when it's all said and done, how do these events really translate into helping to save lives?
Money that's raised through events like Relay for Life help to fund life-saving research.
Okay.
They help to fund ways to educate the public on cancer prevention and early detection, which helps outcomes. It helps to fund patient services, which directly helps people while they're actually being treated and their families to cope. And it also helps us to fund advocacy to really fight at the government level.
All right, well, there's still some time for people to get out there and fundraise for these events, so we thank you so much for giving us more information on Relay for Life. And if you'd like more information about some of these upcoming events, just head to foxprovidence.com.